Today I want to walk you through how to create a Google Forms quiz. Note that if you have any folders and you want that form to go into a specific folder, if you open up that folder and press New, it will automatically be included in that folder. So I'm going to actually start here by going to that New button again, go to More, and select Forms. Now I'm going to press the Create button, and then I can start to build out my form. For organization purposes, it's always great to start by titling your Google form. So I'm just going to give it a random title here, and I can add a description with instructions if I want my students to complete something specifically or if I want them to utilize different resources. Then I'm going to start building out my questions. Note from this drop-down list, I can create multiple choice questions, checkbox, drop-down questions. I can have students produce short or longer answers in paragraph form. I can also utilize these linear scales, this grid, and the checkbox. So as I customize my Google form, I can collect various different types of information for my students. A form that I've used to encourage students to reflect on a specific summative. So here, students can select their name. I have checkboxes that align with a rubric that I've created for them. I have free response answers and several different types of questions that I'm eliciting responses from my students. I can add a section if I wanted to create separate pages. I could add video or picture. I could even add text into this Google form, which will allow me to gather, again, different types of feedback and information for my students. The form that has already been built is a more traditional quiz. You can see that I have it on quiz mode, which means that the Chromebook will lock down as they're taking this quiz, so they can't toggle between two screens. I often like to organize or sort my Google Forms based on class period. So if I have multiple sections of the same class, I might create a question, a multiple choice question in which students can select which period they're in. And then I say scroll down, I used all multiple choice here. In order to make that quiz, I went up to this gear up in the upper right-hand corner, and I selected quizzes. I turned on the Make Quiz feature, which allows me to ensure that students their Chromebooks will lock as they're taking the quiz. I can select when to release grade. So if I want to release the grade immediately after submission, that's pretty traditional. But if I need to manually review something because I'm using short or paragraph answers, I might choose later after a manual review. And then I can choose what students see afterwards. So then I'm going to press Save. After I've built all my questions, here's where I can make the quiz worth points. So I'm going to click on a question here. Then I'm going to select Answer Key. Here I can make this worth a variety of points. I can also customize any feedback I want my students to receive if they have an incorrect or even a correct answer. And then I can select which question is correct. Then when I'm done, I'm going to press Done, and I will continue to do that for each question in the quiz. Once I'm done with the quiz, I'm going to want to make sure that I go up to this preview button, and this is the link that I want to share with my students.